Wolf? Zayden above. Lyric POV. Hey, wake up. I'm not carrying you, so get up. I slowly open my eyes and then flinch from the man in front of me. Why you live here? We get out of the car and I look around. Of course, he lives in the middle of nowhere. I look at the mansion in front of me. Don't get left behind. I follow behind him and we walk into the house. I look around and notice that it is very quiet. See, can I take a shower? He walks off and I follow him. Don't follow me. I flinch from his voice, but I have blood on me. I need to get it off. He disappears and I start crying. Why is this happening to me? I can lead you to the bathroom. Ah! I scream when a woman comes out of nowhere. She walks off and I follow behind her. Just like she said, she led me to a bathroom. Are there any clothes? She looks at me and then walks off. Wait. She ignores my plea and disappears. I quickly close the door and lock it. I look at myself in the mirror and quickly take my clothes off. I kick my clothes in a corner and grab a washcloth. I turn on the shower and step in once it gets to the right temperature. I watch as the blood mixes with the water and goes down the drain. 30 minutes later I get out of the shower and dry myself off. I wrap the towel around my body and slowly open the door. Excuse me. Ma'am, I don't have any clothes. No one answers and I let out a sigh. I look down and see a silk robe folded neatly. I pick it up and look at it. It's better than wearing bloody clothes. I put the robe on and look at myself in the mirror, no bra or panties. I leave my hair down and I walk out of the bathroom. He would like to see you now. Ah! I put my hand over my heart and look at the woman from before. He? The man from earlier. She starts walking and I follow behind her. Thank you for letting me use your shower. She ignores me and I give up trying to talk to her. We go up 2 flights of stairs and then down a long dark hallway. We stop at the front of a door and I visibly gulp. The woman faces me and I step back. All of a sudden she puts something around my neck. I feel around my neck. Wait, is this a collar? Why did you just put this on me? She pushes me into the room and closes the door. Wait. Come back. What's going on? I lean against the door and look around the room. Aren't you happy that the blood is off? Sitting on the bed is the man who forced me in this house. What are you going to do to me? He tilts his head to the side. I don't get a thank you. I saved you from being raped and killed. He stands up. Thank you. He walks up to me and I try to open the door. No. Please. He stands inches in front of me. Aren't you here to keep me entertained? Unless you want me to kill you now. I quickly shake my head. No. No. Please. I'm sorry. He turns on the bedroom light and I look at his face for the first time. Am I ugly to you? He picks me up and I scream, put me down. He throws me on the bed. Is that all Nancy gave you? A robe? He starts laughing. That woman is far gone. I don't know why she still lives with me. After all, I did kill her family. I feel a cold sweat form on my body. From my viewpoint, I saved her. I slide away from him and he bends down to my eye level, just like I saved you from that man. He cups my face and I suck in a shaky breath. You're going to be my sex toy. I shake my head, and no. I can't do that. You will do it. You're acting like a virgin. I put my head down and he laughs. Oh my God. You are a virgin. I slap his hand away and he continues to laugh at me. Is the little bunny upset? I fix my robe and pulls me by my ankle. He puts his hand in between my legs and I scream, no. Stop. He moves his hand. You shave even though no one has been in it. He pulls my robe. You have a nice set of breasts. I close my robe and he laughs. I can't believe you are a virgin. The bunny is still pure. He holds his stomach and laughs. Why is that funny? He looks at me and I flinch from his gaze. It's actually a good thing. No one has touched you and I get to be the first one to make you cry under me. He pulls me closer to him and I scream, I don't want to. He forces me down and I scream. He keeps my arms above my head with one hand, it's not what you want. He puts his other hand on my waist and I cry, crying is not going to do anything. No one can help you. He wipes my tears, I love seeing you cry. I move away from his touch and he kisses me. I keep my mouth closed and he forces his tongue in. He pulls away, I'm going to let you rest for the night, but tomorrow is a different story. He gets up and I turn my back to him. I hear the door open and then close. I get under the blanket and close my eyes. Minutes later I fall asleep. Next morning, I wake up to the sound of the door opening. I quickly sit up and see that it is Nancy. She walks in with a tray of food and sets it on the nightstand. She walks out without a word and I sigh. I look at the food and my stomach instantly growls. I pick up a piece of bacon and take a bite. I feel at the collar on my neck. I look at the chain I'm connected to and see that it is long enough for me to go to the bathroom and walk around the whole room. Once I finish up my food I decide to go to the bathroom to see if I can brush my teeth. Luckily there is a toothbrush in here for me. I brush my teeth and wash my face. I walk out of the bathroom and walk to the closet. I open the closet door and see a body. I fall to the floor and crawl away from the closet. I want to go home. It seems like he killed himself before I could even kill him. I look at the man and he laughs, you're looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm actually really crazy and I'm not ashamed of it. He walks past me and looks at the body, it seems like he killed himself while I was in here with you last night. He gets the body down and I run to the bed. This man was a bad man. He scams families for money. Sadly I couldn't catch his wife, but I'll get her next time. He walks out with the body over his shoulder, Nancy. Drop him off at the usual spot. I put my hands over my ears and rock back and forth. Will I have to kill myself in order to get out? 10 minutes later the man comes back in and he walks to the closet, it smells like piss and shit in here. He opens the window and then looks at me, what's your name? I look at him and he laughs, can't I just ask you a question? How about I start it off? I'm Zayden Thompson. I let out a cry and he drops his head, why are you crying now? Why you just told me your name. Now I know for sure I will never get out of here. He sits down on the bed and I scoot away from me, now tell me your name. Lyric time. He smiles at me, you really told me your name. I thought you were going to lie. I already knew your name when I took your wallet and your phone. I touch the collar, can I take this off? He shakes his head, no, you have to stay up there. You might run off. I quickly shake my head, no, I won't. I promise. He shakes his head and I scream in frustration, I'm not some animal. You can't keep me chained up like one. He touches the collar and smiles, you're my pet. I look at him and he laughs, that look is the look that I love. The confusion mixed with fear is the best. He looks down and then at me, you made me hard. I get off the bed and he laughs, no need to run. He stands up and looks at me, I'm going to get that man's wife tonight. He touches the collar, I've never seen a bunny with a collar on them before. Do you know why I keep calling you Bunny? I shake my head and he continues to play with the collar. Because when I first saw you you were dressed up as a cute little bunny. What animal am I like to you? I step away from him, a wolf. He tilts his head to the side, a wolf? You only seem to care about who you are going to kill next. Just like a wolf only cares about their next meal. He wraps his arm around my waist and licks my ear, stop. I wipe my ear and push him away, is there anything else I can do? I don't want to have sex with you. He looks at me and then lets my waist go. He walks out and leaves me to myself. I fall to the floor and cry. Why me, Uno? Nancy above. Lyric POV. I have been in the room all day. Ever since Zayden left I have been staring out the window. Nancy only came up here to bring me some lunch. The sun is now gone and I am sitting on the bed. Nancy comes in and unhooks me from the chain. Follow me. I follow her out of the room and we end up in a basement. She hooks me up to a different chain and leaves after that. Don't leave me here. I can't see anything, it's too dark. I sit down on the floor and bring my knees to my chest. I don't know how long later, but the basement door opens and I hear a woman screams as she falls down the steps. The lights turn on and Zayden comes down the steps. I'm home. The woman looks to be in her early 30s. This is the man wife I told you I would get earlier. He grabs the woman by her hair and drags her closer to me. He ties her hands up and then looks at me. All it took for me was to smile and compliment her. Next thing I know, I'm in the bathroom fucking her. The woman cries, please. Let me go. Zayden takes his coat off and looks at me, how long have you been down here? I shrug my shoulders, you're lying, there's a clock right there. How could I see it if I was in the dark? He shrugs his shoulders, Nancy forgot to turn the lights on. What are you going to do to me? I have a family. I have 2 kids at home. Zayden rolls his eyes, you weren't thinking about your family when we were in the bathroom. What about your husband? You weren't thinking about him. She screams out, do you know who I am? If you do anything to me my husband will kill you. Zayden starts laughing and pulls a picture out of his pocket, this is the man you're talking about, right? The woman looks at the picture and then screams, ah. What did you do to my husband? I actually didn't do anything. He killed himself. I told him I will take him to the cops since he is a huge scammer. He takes off his clothes and puts on shorts. He doesn't put a shirt on and he looks at the woman. I don't know why he would believe me. I kill for fun. Why would I go to the cops knowing what I do? The woman cries as she looks at the picture. Please. Don't kill me. I'll do anything. Anything? She looks at Zayden with wide eyes, yes. Anything. Zayden hums and then looks at me, even have sex with me. The woman frantically nods her head, yes. Please. Just don't kill me. He crosses his arms, I can't just keep both of you. One of you will have to go. I look at him and he laughs, why are you looking at me like that? I think I might keep you since you will have sex with me. Zayden says as he bends down in front of the woman. He looks at me and I start crying, why are you crying? I'm keeping you here so you can entertain me, but you're not doing that. I shake my head, I'll do it. I put my face in my hands, I'll do it. I don't want to die. He stands up, now this is a dilemma. You both want to live. What am I supposed to do now? He looks at me and then smiles, how about we play a game? The woman shakes her head, what? Play a game for our lives? No. What do you want with a black bitch anyway? Zayden looks at the woman and then grabs her by the face, haven't you heard that black don't crack? She can be the same age as you and still look to be in her early 20s. He throws her back and she screams, we're playing a game. He walks upstairs and then comes back after 3 agonizing minutes. He shows us the cards and smiles, Uno. I sit on my knees and he deals the cards, you're playing the best 3 out of 5 games. 2 out of 3 games are too short. You're not playing train, but you can play stacks. He grabs a chair and sits behind the woman. He looks at me, Bunny goes first. I throw out 3 cards and she throws out 2. I throw out 3 more cards and she ends up having to get a card from the deck. Uno? She looks at me and I throw out my last cards which is a draw too. Before she can get a card I throw my hands up, Uno out. Zayden laughs, that was a practice round. The real rounds start now. I look at him, wait, what? You didn't say anything about a practice round. He shrugs his shoulders, it slipped my mind. He deals out the cards and tells the other woman to go first. 20 minutes later we are on our last game. We're tied with 2 wins. She has 2 more cards in her hands and I have 1. She hits me with a draw 4 and I cry. Uno? She chooses a color as I pick up some cards and then she throws her last one out, Uno out. She claps her hands and looks at Zayden, I don't have to die, right? Zayden looks at me, nope, it looks like Bunny has to go. I throw the cards and scream, ah. You said you wouldn't kill me. He looks at me and laughs, and you believed me. I look at him with wide eyes and then put my head on the floor. I give up, I'm ready to die. There's nothing good for me anyway. Wow, you're giving up? Why are you giving me the gun? I look up and see that Zayden gave the woman a gun, because you're going to kill her. The woman shakes her head, I can't kill her. Zayden looks at her, no. Why? You can scam people. She looks at Zayden, scamming is a lot different from killing. I can't kill her. Zayden kisses her and she kisses him back. I look away once I hear her moan in the kiss. Close your eyes and I'll help you pull the trigger. He puts his hand over her eyes and she lets out a deep breath. I close my eyes as he starts counting down, 3, 2, 1. The gun goes off and I slowly open my eyes when I realize that I don't feel any pain. I look in front of me and see that the woman has a gunshot wound in her chest. She falls to the floor and I scream, ah. The woman slowly looks up at Zayden, WY? IW won the G game. Zayden cocks the guns, why would I want to have sex with a woman who's been ran through? He shoots her in the head and the blood gets on me. I scoot away from the body and Zayden walks over to me. He unhooks me from the chain. He picks me up and I scream and hit his back. Let me go. No. Put me down. We walk in a room and he throws me on a bed. He snatches my robe off and gets on top of me. No. I don't want to. He cups my face and I cry, I killed that woman because you said you would have sex with me. I shake my head, please let me wash the blood off me. He shakes his head and kisses me, nope, let's do it with the blood on us. He puts his hands in between my legs, relax, I'm only going to use my fingers. I shake my head and he forces his fingers inside, please, stop. Why? He licks my ear and I move away from him, doesn't matter to me, I'm already hard. Since you're a virgin, I'm going in you raw. I close my legs and he forces them open, don't worry, every woman I fucked I always wear a condom. You're the first woman I'm going in raw with. He puts his dick at my entrance and I cry in pain as he slowly pushes himself in. No. It hurts. Take it out. He groans as he pushes the rest of himself in me and I cry. He slowly moves his hips and I close my eyes. I start crying, even more, when I realize it doesn't hurt anymore, but feels good. And no, I don't like this. He rolls his hips and I throw my head back, it's okay, Bunny. You'll enjoy it real soon. 2 hours later. That was the best sex I had in a long time. I feel myself getting lifted, you need to get yourself clean. He puts me down once we get in the bathroom, by the time you get out Nancy will have some clothes out for you. He walks out after that and I fall to the floor, I should have asked him to kill me. I get in the shower and I clean my body repeatedly. After a whole hour, I decided to get out. I dry my body off and wrap the towel around my body. I open the door and see that Nancy left me nothing but a robe again. It's a blue silk robe. I put it on and Nancy walks up to me, I have to take you back to your room. I push Nancy out of the way and run. She's running. I hear Nancy say as I turn a corner. I look around and groan when I can't find the front door, ugh. How big is this fucking house? I continue to run until I get to the front door. As I'm getting closer Zayden walks in front of the door. I stop running and he shakes his head, you said you wouldn't run. You lied to me. He picks me up and carries me down to the basement. I try to be nice and let you stay in a room, but I guess a few days down here wouldn't hurt you. He hooks me up to a chain. If you were forced to stay with a killer, would you stay? He looks at me and then hums, I don't know, I don't see myself in a situation like this. From the corner of my eye, I see that he hasn't gotten the body up. Please. Don't leave me here. I won't run off again. I promise. Don't leave me down here. He looks at me and then at the body, you should get to know her. I grab his arm and look up at him, please, you can have sex with me again. Please, just don't leave me down here. He moves my hand off of him and walks away, no. Please. He walks up the steps and leaves me in the basement with the dead body. I turn my back to the body and stare at the wall. I cover my ears and rock back and forth. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. Auctioned her off. Zayden POV. What are you going to do about the body? I look at Nancy and then back at the TV, I'll call someone to come pick it up. She walks off after that and I look at the clock, I'll go get her in an hour. I'm Zayden Thompson and I kill for fun. I'm 23 years old and that's all you need to know about me so far. Oh, and the quiet woman who comes and goes is Nancy. I killed her family 2 years ago and she's been with me ever since. I don't know why, but I'm not complaining. Nancy sets a tray in front of me and walks off, don't give her any food until I bring her up. I eat the food and watch TV. I don't know what made me bring that woman in. I could have killed her, but she looked so scared, I wanted to tease her a little bit. Who would have thought she would be a virgin? She was the best person I fucked in a long time. An hour later I am walking down to the basement and I cover my mouth and nose, shit. That body stinks. I walk downstairs and see that the woman has her head on the wall. I walk up to her and she flinches when she feels me messing with her collar. I unhook her from the chain and pull her up. Come on, you know how to walk. I pull her upstairs and up to her room. I chain her up and she walks to the bed. She lays down and faces the window. I close the door and walk downstairs. Nancy, she's in her room. You can take her food up there to her. I walk to my room and get on my bed, what should I do tomorrow? Next morning. I wake up later than usual. I stretch out my body. It's been a while since I slept in. I look at my phone and see that I got a picture message, a man? He looks easy. I go to the bathroom and do my morning routine. Nancy? Seconds later Nancy is standing in my room. I hand her my phone, find out where this man is located. Once you do that, bring that woman to me. She might be playing as my bait today. Nancy walks off and I go down to the basement. I put on a mask and look at the mess I made last night. I got blood on my Uno cards. I bend down and look at the body. You're not really pretty when you're dead. There's no way I can take you to my usual drop off without getting blood everywhere. Looks like I'll have to call him to come and get you. I leave the basement and go to the kitchen. He's located 2 hours away. Where he's located is in an area for a lot of gang members and prostitutes. I smile at her, so that means Bunny will definitely be playing as bait. Bring her to me. Nancy walks off and I grab an apple and start cutting it. Minutes later Nancy comes back along with Bunny. Want a piece? I hold up a piece of my apple and she looks at me. I shrug my shoulders and put the piece in my mouth, I guess not. I finish up my apple and stand up, I haven't feed her any breakfast. I look at Nancy and then at the woman, I'll buy her something while we're out. You can do whatever while I'm gone. We walk out after that and head to the car. I hit her pressure point and she falls in my arms. I should have done it while you were in the car. I'm not a nice person who usually carries women. I put her in the car and drive off. An hour later she wakes up and her stomach growls. You're hungry. I look over at her and she is looking out the window. I see a small diner on the side of the road. Before I get out of the car I pull her by her collar, This isn't just some regular collar. It's a shock collar. Try anything and you will be shocked. I don't know how high it is, but I could care less. I'm not the one with it around my neck. She touches the collar as I get out and I walk in the diner. I walk to the countertop and a woman smiles at me. Do you need to see our menu? I shake my head. Can I get 2 pancakes with a side of bacon? For my drink, I would like a Mountain Dew. She writes it down and I sit down and wait. 15 minutes later the food is done and I go back to the car. I hand her the food and she opens it. She starts eating and I look at her. Where's my thank you? Thank you. She mumbles and I shrug my shoulders. We still have to drive another hour. She eats her food in silence and I drive to my destination. I pull up to a warehouse. This place is run down. I look at the woman. I only have a robe on. I shrug my shoulders. Doesn't matter, I'm selling you anyway. Her eyes widen. What? Why you're selling me? She holds her seatbelt and I get out the car. She locks the door and I unlock it. No. Please don't do this. I pick her up and throw her over my shoulders. She hits my back and I slap her ass. It jiggled. She hits me again and I hit her. I can do this all day. Put me down. Why are you doing this? I walk in the warehouse and all eyes turn to me. It's not dirty in the inside, but on the outside, it looks shitty. A group of men and women look at me. Where do I go to auction her off? They all point down a hall, the very last door on the hall. A woman says as I walk past them. One man stops me. She's a beauty. I might have to go buy her myself. I look at the man. I would say she's a virgin, but not anymore. I had my fun with her yesterday. I was her first man and she was the best woman I had in a long time. I walk down the hall and she cries, "Let me go." I get to the end of the hallway and walk through a door. Are you buying or selling? A woman asks me. I slap Bunny's ass. Selling. Is she a virgin? I shake my head. No, but I'm the only man she's been with. She types it up and motion for me to walk through a door. When you get in there, tie her arms up. You can stay and watch the auction or you can leave. I walk past her and see all types of women. I look at all of the women and smile. You definitely get that guy's attention. Believe it or not, but he loves black women. I put her down and she looks at me and cries. I tie her hands up. Please. I thought I could stay with you. I look at her and then pat her head. I'll stay until you get sold. I walk away and she screams as a man holds her back. No. Don't leave me here. I walk down the hall and find an open space with chairs set up and a little stage in front of all the chairs. I go to the front and stand beside the auctioneer. I'm standing here. If you don't like it, deal with it. He looks at me and he slowly nods his head. Do you know who I am? He nods his head. Wow. Really? Who am I? He clears his throat. The man who kills for fun. I sit on the stage and look up at him. I must be known. He nods his head and I sigh. I like that. 20 minutes later the auction starts. I look in the crowd looking for a certain man. He must haven't found his new toy yet. I let out a groan as many women get on stage and get sold off. Where's the woman I brought? I look at the auctioneer and he looks at his paper, the one who only had sex with one person. I nod my head. She's up next. Just like he said, Bunny comes out. I look at her and she looks at me. Are you really selling me? I nod my head and she cries, no. She tries to run off, but the man catches her. Drug her. The auctioneer says and I hold my hand up, no need for that. Just go ahead and sell her. You hold her down. I say to the guard as he struggles with Bunny in his arms. The auctioneer clears his throat. She's only 21 years old. She's only been with one man and as you can all tell she's a beauty. Starting the bidding at 500,000. I cheer when I hear the price, Bunny worth $500,000. People start raising their hands and I watch the crowd. 3.1 million. I smile when I see the man I'm looking for. Sold to the wonderful man in the back. The guard carries Bunny out and she screams. The man that just bought Bunny stands up and walks out. I secretly follow him to the back. He stops to write a check and hands it to a man sitting at a desk. He then walks to the back and I stop at the desk. Give me that check. The man looks at me. We're supposed to get a percentage of that. I look at him. I could care less what you're supposed to get. Tell them I'm Zayden Thompson once you tell them I took all of the money. They won't care once you tell them my name. I walk outside to my car and wait for the man to come out. 10 minutes later he comes out with a guard carrying Bunny. Ah! Let me go. I walk over to them and the man looks at me. Remember me? I ask as I poke him with a needle. His eyes widen and I laugh. You do remember me. Anyway, I need you to come with me. I look at the guard and motion for him to put Bunny down. I look at Bunny and she looks away from me. It seems like you already had your fun with her. Because when she went and she didn't have a busted lip. I pick her up and throw her over my shoulders. Follow me. He follows me and we walk towards the woods. Aren't you going to ask why I'm here? We get into the woods and I put Bunny down. She falls to the ground and I lift her face up. They drugged you. She lays down unconscious and I look back at the man. You're here to kill me, aren't you? I nod my head and he pulls out a gun. You stole money from me. You think I'm going to let that go? He laughs, and I spent all of it. The last bit of it was spent on that woman. I cross my arms. You stole 20 million from me and I only get 3.1 million back. That's a ton of bullshit. He drops the gun and I laugh. Finally, it's kicking in. He starts gasping for air. When I first came up to you, I stabbed you with a poisonous needle. Your fat ass didn't even feel it. Don't worry, the poison is not going to kill you. I pick up the gun and he looks at me. Fuck you. I hum in response and shoot him in the leg. Ah! You bastard! See, the poison paralyzes you, but you still feel everything. I shoot him in his other leg and he screams. Keep screaming. Screaming tells me that I'm doing a great job. 100th woman. Lyric above. Lyric POV. Lyric: we need you to help us serve these drinks out on the floor real quick. I look at my coworker and nod my head. I pick up a tray and follow her through the crowd. I hear someone whistle. Come here, my precious bunny. I ignore the man and hand out the drinks. My name is Lyric Dime and I am 21 years old. I have been working in a casino for a few months now. I'm still not used to the fact that we have to wear costumes as our uniforms. It's usually a new uniform every day or every other day. Yesterday I was dressed up as a cat and now I am a bunny. Thanks, Lyric. You can go back to the bar. I nod my head and walk back to the bar. All of a sudden someone hits me on my butt. I turn around and see that it's the man who called out to me earlier. Why don't you come over here and be my trophy girl? I shake my head. I can't. I have to get back to the bar. I try to walk away, but he grabs my wrist. Just get someone to fill in for you. I try to pull away, but my manager walks up to me. Stay with him, I'll get someone to fill in for you. My eyes widen. Wait, what? Is this even allowed? My manager walks off and the man wraps his arms around my waist and pulls me in his lap. All right boys, I got my trophy woman for the night. For the rest of the night, I will be winning. He puts his hand on my upper thigh and I move his hand. Please. It's uncomfortable for me. He squeezes my thigh lightly. Your manager said it was okay, so it's okay. I turn away from him because his breath almost makes me throw up. I look around and see my manager. He looks towards me and motion for him to come help me. He walks up to me. How long do I have to stay here? Until he leaves. I shake my head. I can't do that. I have to get back to the bar. He shakes his head. There's no need. I have someone filling in for you right now. He walks off and I try to stop him. I finally give up and the man laughs, "No need to worry. I don't bite unless you want me to." He kisses my naked shoulder and I groan. All of a sudden I feel someone staring at me. I look straight ahead and see a man looking at me. He winks at me and I look away. Out of nowhere the man screams and I flinch, "You just won me $200,000. He kisses my cheek and I show him a tight smile. I cross my arms as the man continues to play. I look back over at the man who winked at me and he is still staring at me. "Why do you keep staring at my trophy?" I look at the man, "Sir, I have a name." He ignores me and continues to look at the man who is across the table. The man winks at me and then stands up. I'm not even going to waste my time on him. Let's play. 4 hours later I am finally off work. I can't believe I stayed by that man's side until the end of my shift. I walk out the back door and head to the bus stop. I have a car, but sometimes I take a bus that takes me straight to my job. The apartment I live in pays the bus to take employees to their jobs. It saves me money and gas at the same time. As I'm walking to the bus stop I get stopped by someone. "Why don't you spend the rest of the night with me?" I notice it's the man from earlier. No thank you. I walk around him and he grabs me by my arm. He pulls me to an alleyway and I scream. "No. No. Move. Let me go." He forces my arms above my head and I kick him. He punches me in the face. "Let me go. No. It's going to be over soon. You should feel lucky. You're going to become my 100th woman." He licks my neck and I cry out. "Help! Someone help me. Please." I cry harder when he rips my stockings. Ah! All of a sudden the man's body falls to the ground limp and I also fall to the ground out of terror. "Why are you screaming? I saved you from being raped." I touch my face and then look at my hands. B blood. B blood is on me. Ah! You were going to become his 100th woman. I try to wipe the blood off me, but it doesn't come off. Ah! Get it off. What do you mean the 100th woman? I look at the body and scoot away from it. This man kills and rape women. He has been on a killing spree for 2 years now. He's also the man who raped my sister, but luckily he didn't kill her. I look at the man who is holding a gun with a little smile on his face. He holds the gun up to my head and I cry even more. P please don't do this. I won't tell anybody." My eyes widen when I realize that it is the man who winked at me earlier. He bends down and I whimper, "I don't think I can let you go. What happens if you run and tell on me in the next 3 days? You've already seen my face and heard my voice." I shake my head. "I swear I won't tell anybody. I don't know anybody." He looks at me up and down. "I'll give you 2 choices. I kill you now or you come with me. You can keep me entertained for a while." I slowly shake my head. "No." He puts the gun to my forehead. Okay. I'll come with you. Please don't kill me." He pulls me up on my feet and puts the gun up. What about the body?" He looks at me. "It's not my concern." He starts walking and I follow behind him. We get in his car and he drives off. "It's time for you to go to sleep." Before I can say anything he holds down my pressure point and I fall into complete darkness. For a man. Lyric POV. I wake up to the sound of a man screaming. I let out a soft groan and look around. My vision is blurry. I close my eyes and then open them back up. Ah! I see Zayden carving into a man. Zayden turns around. "Your screaming woke her up." I look at the man and see that it's the man who bought me. I sit up and touch my head. I lean against a tree and see that I am dirty. I touch my lip and let out a small groan. Zayden pulls me towards him and put the knife in my hand. "He busted your lip. Get him back." He forces my hand down and I scream, "Ah! No!" I push Zayden away and he laughs. I look around and slowly stand up. I fall against Zayden and he laughs. "You are still under the influence of the drug. Back to the ground you go. He pushes me to the ground and I groan. I slowly sit up and he laughs, you look sexy with your hair all in your face. He looks back at the man, I would tell you to give me my money back, but I rather kill you. He stands up straight and shoots the man in the face 2 times. Ah! Why do you keep getting blood on me? He laughs as he throws me over his shoulder, I would say you'll get used to it, but I might kill you in a few days. I force myself to fall off of him and I groan as I hit the ground. Now why would you do that? I look at him and see that he has blood all over his body. I want to die. He bends down in front of me, home? I want to die. Kill me. I don't want to live anymore. If you're going to kill me in a few days, do it now. He stands up and puts the gun to my forehead. I close my eyes and scream when I hear the gun go off. I wouldn't like to make your last wish come true, so to make you hate me even more, I'm not going to kill you. I glare up at him and he gets on top of me, that look turns me on. Keep looking at me like that. He kisses me on the lips and I turn my head, why are you doing this? What do you get out of this? He opens my robe and unzips his pants, a good fuck. He squeezes my breast, I'm going to titty fuck you. He spits on his hand and then rubs his dick. I close my eyes and look away. I feel him put his dick in between my breasts and start humping me. He laughs, this actually feels really good. I keep my eyes closed and he pulls my nipples, at least I'm not putting it in you. 30 minutes later he lets out a low groan, shit. I'm coming. I feel something warm hit my face and he laughs, this is the best. You have my sperm all over you. You still look sexy. He gets off of me and I grab his shirt. I wipe my face and he looks at me, did Bunny just retaliate? He takes his shirt off and picks me up, next time you fall I will drag you to the car. I close my eyes and let out a soft groan. What kind of drug did they use on me? My head feels heavy and everything is spinning. 2 hours later we are back at the mansion. Can you untie my hands? He looks at me as we get out the car, should I or should I not? I let out a long sigh and I walk in the house. I see Nancy, can you untie me? She looks past me, untie her. I hear Zayden say as he walks in the kitchen. I look at him in disgust, you're wondering how can I eat while dirty with blood all over me? Nancy cuts the rope, but didn't me and you have sex while covered in blood? Although the sheets were ruined it was the best sex I ever had. I walk off to the bathroom to take a shower and I watch as the blood mixes in with the water. I asked him to kill me and he didn't. I wash myself up multiple times and scream in frustration. I sit down and let the water run down my body. I close my eyes as the water runs down my face. What now? If I try to run he might kill someone in front of me or he might even force me to kill someone. I flinch when I hear the door open. I move my head from under the shower head and see Zayden staring at me. Nancy came to me saying you've been in there too long. I thought you killed yourself. I turn the shower off and grab a towel, you would have set a record for the shortest time of being with me and killing yourself. I continue to ignore him and he walks out, take her to her room and chain her up. He says to Nancy as he walks past her. Once again Nancy leaves me nothing but a robe to wear. I don't even care to ask for anything else to wear. I follow Nancy to my room and she chains me up. I look at Nancy, is there anything I can do? Just sitting in here doing nothing, but waiting for him to kill me is dragging out. She walks out without saying anything and I get on the bed. Minutes later Nancy comes back with a remote. She hits a button and all of a sudden a TV comes out of the wall. She puts the remote on the nightstand and then walks out. Thank you. I turn the TV on and look for a movie. I go to the movie channels and I find a movie. Morning. I wake up to the sound of someone crying. I sit up and see a woman sitting in the middle of the floor. She hears my chains and quickly turns around. Who are you? I thought you were dead. I slowly get out of bed and walk past her. I go to the bathroom and brush my teeth and wash my face. I come back out and she is watching me. Who are you? I flinch from her loud voice and Zayden comes in. Did you wake Bunny up? The woman looks at me and then at Zayden. I told you not to wake her up, didn't I? Zayden looks at me. I see that Nancy let you watch TV. Did you enjoy it? The woman stands up and grabs my left arm. She twists my arm behind my back and put a knife to my neck. Who the fuck are you? What do you want with me? I try to move, but she puts the knife on my skin. One move and I'll slice your throat. I look at Zayden and he shrugs his shoulders. I could care less if you kill her. She wants to die anyway. She pulls my arm and I scream, someone just paid me to kill you and that's what I'm going to do. I didn't really ask for any details. She steps back as Zayden steps towards us. Who? Who paid you? He looks up at the ceiling as if he was thinking, why should I answer if you got a knife to Bunny? She pushes me to the floor and I run to my bed. You didn't have to push her. That wasn't nice. She holds the knife up towards Zayden. Stay the fuck back. Zayden looks at me. The look she's giving me is so wonderful. I want to hurry up and fuck you. The woman looks at Zayden with disgust. I just got a good shiver down my spine. The look of disgust really turns me on. Zayden walks towards the woman and snatches the knife out of her hand. Let's go to the basement. Nancy, bring Bunny. Zayden drags the woman out and Nancy comes in. She unchains me and we walk to the basement. The time I was in here when Zayden killed that man comes to my mind. I shake my head. Get out of my head. Zayden laughs. You're remembering the guy I killed. That's good. I look at him and he cups my face. Let's burn some more things in your pretty little mind. He ties the woman up to a rope and pulls the rope. He pulls it until she starts hanging from the ceiling. She kicks him in the stomach and he laughs. That actually tickles. He walks around her and runs his hands up and down her body. You have a nice body, but not as nice as Bunny's body. She kicks him away. Who the fuck wants me dead? He walks around her and smiles. You killed your best friend because you were having an affair with her husband. I look at the woman and she shakes her head. I don't know what you're talking about. Zayden stands in front of her, but you do. You killed your best friend because he said he wanted to be with you and the only way he would be with you was if you get rid of his wife. Which is your best friend? I look at the woman and we make eye contact. What the fuck are you looking at? Zayden looks at me and laughs. She's mad at you. I feel my robe come loose and I tighten it up. As I was saying, you kill your own best friend for a man who ends up cheating on you a year later. How does that make you feel? The woman starts crying and Zayden laughs. Now you want to cry. You were her maid of honor. Not only did she have a kid, but she was also pregnant. I feel my mouth slightly drop from shock. The day you killed her, she had a major headache. You gave her one too many Tylenol pills. I look at the woman and she silently cries. You did all of this for a man who doesn't even love you. He loves me. Zayden crosses his arms. Really? Where is he now? The woman freezes and then screams, I'm sorry. I regret it every day. If I could change the past I would, but I can't. And I'm sorry. I killed my best friend. Zayden bends down in front of me and I move back. What should I do? I shake my head. I'm not answering you. No matter what I say, you're not going to listen. He looks me in my eyes. You could have been saved if she had said not to kill you. He says to the woman while he looks me in my eyes. My eyes widen in shock and he smiles at me. Tell him not kill me. Please. Help me. Dee, don't kill her. He continues to look me in my eyes. Do you want to know who wants you dead? The woman whimpers, the husband himself. I look at the woman and she has wide eyes filled with shock. Zayden stands up. He wants you dead because you are annoying. He said you're coming in between him and his new family. She shakes her head, and no. That's not true. He pulls out his phone and plays a video. She's so annoying. I left her because she was so clingy. She followed me like a damn puppy. Since she killed my ex-wife, karma can get her back by having you kill her. I cover my mouth to keep myself from crying out. He paid me a whole lot. He paid me 20 million. Zayden starts laughing. 20 million to do something I love to do for fun. That's the best thing ever. The woman looks at me and I can tell that she finally gave up trying to fight. Can you grant me one wish? Zayden tilts his head. A wish? Who do you think I am? Genie? To get back at this man, I want you to kill him. I will give you all of my life savings. More money. You people just throw money out the window like it's nothing. Nancy, come here. Nancy comes down. Tell her your information. I'm going to have Nancy check it for me. She tells Nancy everything. Hurry up. Zayden tells Nancy as she goes upstairs. I look at the woman. Why would you want that? He has a family. She looks at me. What about me? I have nothing. I never had anything. The only thing I got is money, and that doesn't do shit for me. Zayden claps his hands. Bunny is actually interested in one of my killings. Nancy comes back and hands Zayden a piece of paper. Damn. You have twice as much of him. I'll make your wish come true. She looks at Zayden and shows him a sad smile. Thank you? Zayden looks at me and points at me. That's how you say thank you to someone. He walks to a table. I actually wanted to make this killing fun for me, but since you're paying me to do another killing, I will just end it with one gunshot wound to the head. I close my eyes and cover my ears. Zayden pulls me up and holds my arms down. Listen to the gun go off. He has me against his chest with one arm wrapped around me. I keep my eyes closed and I hear the sound of the gun go off. I slowly open my eyes and my legs go weak when I see the woman hanging with her eyes open. Zayden lets me fall and I quickly crawl to the wall to get as far away as possible away from the body. Don't you feel anything? How can you just kill people without feeling any remorse? He looks at me. I felt it when she kicked me. I look at him with disgust and he bends down in front of me. I feel it when my dick get hard when you stare at me like that. Is that good enough, Mask Man? Zayden POV. Since she's dead, I need to go get that man. I say to myself as I take the body down from the ceiling. While I'm out, I'll take the body to the usual drop-off spot. I look behind me and see that Bunny has her head against the wall. I hear her mumble to herself, Nancy, come get her. I yell out to Nancy as I wrap the body up and throw it over my shoulders. I walk upstairs and head to the door. I'll be back later. I say to Nancy as I walk out the door. I put the body in the trunk and head to the usual spot. I met this man when I was a senior in high school. When I killed my first person, he helped me get rid of the body with no problem. Now he helps me whenever I call for him. He usually sends people to do the job for him, but sometimes he comes and does it himself. I think he is as crazy as I am, although I may be on a whole different level from him. It takes me an hour to get to the spot. I hate the fact that it's in the middle of the woods. My car gets dirty each time. I get out of the car and go to the trunk to get the body. I throw the body over my shoulders and walk up to the man. Must you kill someone every day? I walk past him and put the body in his trunk. Must you wear a mask every time we meet? He closes the trunk. Yep. I raise my eyebrow. Why? He hands me an envelope. Because my identity needs to be a secret. Especially to you. Until I think it is a good time for you to know who I am, I will wear this mask until then. I roll my eyes and look at the envelope. What's this for? He looks at his watch and walks to his car door. A list of people you can have your fun with. I smile crawl on my lips. You look like a kid on Christmas Day. I start walking backward to my car and hold the envelope up. I feel like a kid on Christmas Day. He gets in his car and drives off. I pull out my phone. Hey, you can meet me at the bar we met for the first time. Okay, be there in an hour. We hang up after that and I get in my car. I drive off towards the bar. The bar I'm going to is the bar I met that man who wanted me to kill that woman. Sadly, I don't know any of their names. I'm bad at names and I could care less to remember them. I get to the bar and order 2 drinks. I put a lot of crushed up pills in one of the glass and leave it beside me. The fact that this bar doesn't have any cameras and everybody in here is either a drunk, an addict, or even both. The bartender could care less about what you do as long as you pay. I sip my drink as wait for the man. I look around and see that most of the people are grown-ass men. I wonder if any of them are in that envelope he gave me. What are you smiling about? I get pulled from my thoughts and see just the man I was waiting on. No reason. Here's your proof. I hand him a picture and he smiles. I thought you would do more than just put a bullet in her head. I take another sip of my drink. I thought was going to do that myself, but she asked me to grant her a wish. He raises his eyebrow. A wish? What kind of wish? I rest my head on my hand. That's a secret between me and the dead woman. He digs out his pocket and hands me an envelope. Here's the rest of your money. He gulps his drink down. How did she kill your ex-wife again? He looks at me and clears his throat. She crushed up a bunch of Tylenol pills and put it in her drink. I finish up my drink. Did you know her last wish was to kill someone else? She gave me all of her money, which is twice as much of what you gave me. He lets out a cough and sits down while holding his head. Her last wish was to kill you. I decided to grant that wish by killing you the same way she killed your ex-wife. His eyes widen and I look at the glass in front of him. Looks like she will be annoying you even more to where you're going. He grabs my shirt. You asshole. I move his hand off of me and stand up. The way this bar is, they will think that you're just a drunk man who passed out. Who knows how long your body will be here before someone realizes it. He grabs my arm. I'll see you in hell. I smile. Make sure you save me a spot down there. I leave a $20 bill on the table and then walk out of the bar. I text Mask Man and tell him there's another body. I send him the location and get in my car. All of a sudden my phone rings. Hello. I drag out. It hasn't even been 2 hours and you killed someone already. I shrug my shoulders. My services are at high demand. What can I do? He lets out a long sigh. What's the point of saying anything to you? It goes in one ear and out the other. I hum in response. What am I supposed to call you? In my phone, your number is saved as Mask Man. I turn my car on and drive off. Mask Man is fine. I'll talk to you the next time you'll have a body ready. We hang up after that and I head to my next destination, which is Bunny's house. I had Nancy find it for me. I get to her apartment and walk through the lobby. Good thing I didn't forget her key. I unlock her door and walk in. I hear the sound of a bell and I look down and see a cat. She has a fur ball like you hear. That cat meows and rubs against my leg and I walk past it. I look around. She's a neat person. I look in her refrigerator and take a bag of grapes. I walk to her room and see that she has no pictures up. Do you have any family or friends? I look down and see that the cat followed me. If your owner is a loner, I'm going to laugh. It meows in response and I look at her bookshelf. I find her yearbook and flip through it. Damn it. What's her name again? I put my head on the book and groan. I know her last name starts with a D, but that's all I know. I don't even know what her first name starts with. I hit the book when I remembered. Dime. That's her last name. I flip through the pictures and find her senior picture. I laugh once I see the picture. It's so obvious that that smile is fake as hell. It doesn't even look genuine. I close the book. There's a high chance she was bullied. I'm going to have some fun with this. I'm going to tell Mask Man about this apartment. We can use it for something. I see a cage and I pick it up. I pick the cat up and put it in the cage. I put the food and water bowl, and litter in a bag. I walk out and walk to my car. I get in the car and head home. Once I get home I sit down in my room and open the envelope Masked Man left me. I smile when I see a list of people's names. Not only is it just their names, but also where they're located. Masked Man is actually a good guy. I hum to myself when I see that some people are out of the country. I've never been out of the country before. Nancy walks in. I have the information you asked for. I look over at Nancy. New information about Bunny? The school she graduated from. Her family? She nods her head and hands me a file. Yes, it's all in there. I smile and take the file out of her hand. Time to go question Bunny. I pick the cat up and carry it to Bunny's room. I walk past Nancy and head to Bunny's room. I open the door and see her watching TV. I put the cat down and she quickly sits up. Tiger. The cat jumps on the bed and rubs against Bunny. You're welcome. I sit down on the bed and she scoots away from me. I want to talk. She looks at me and turns the TV off. I know where you graduated from. I graduated from the same school. She looks at me as she brings her knees to her chest. Did you have any friends? She looks at me and I tilt my head to the side. Yes? No? She looks away from me. No. Did you get bullied? She nods her head. Were you a loner? Are you a loner? She nods her head and I laugh. I can't believe you don't have any friends. You're telling me that you have been missing and no one has noticed or even cared about you being gone for so long? Your life is really worthless. She glares at me and I groan. Keep looking at me like that and I'll fuck you right now. She looks away from me and I show her her yearbook. You said you were bullied, right? Point them out. She glares at me and I groan again. You really want me to fuck you, don't you? I will not point them out. All you're going to do is find them and try to kill them. I start laughing. I actually don't need to worry about killing anyone. Someone gave me a list of people to kill. I tap the book. Point out your bullies or the cat dies. She picks the cat up and hugs it. No. Why? You have a list of people. Why do you need more? I look through her yearbook and notice that she wrote in it. You wrote in your yearbook. Did anyone sign it? She shows me a sad look and I fall back on the bed and laugh. I can't believe you're this big of a loner. Do you even have a best friend? She looks out the window and I laugh even harder. I look at all of the senior pictures and decide to tease her once I found my answer. It was 4 people, wasn't it? She looks at me with wide eyes. You just gave me the answer without even saying anything. The 4 people were friends with each other. She ignores me this time and I reach over to pet the cat. She moves out of my reach. Your bullies were Camilla Pike, Nora Green, Paisley Becker, and Autumn Duncan. She looks at me and cries, please don't kill them. You'll get nothing out of it. I stand up and close the book. I'm not going to kill them.